I wonder where my badge is. I still cannot find it. Oh well, I guess I have to do it without it. Hey guys and gals, it's me, Subdale Rocket, and today we're going to be reviewing Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. As always, we're going to be doing a non-spoiler review first, and then we're going to go on to some spoilers. Back when I was younger, I always thought it would be cool to see a modern interpretation of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, considering now we have all these different animation styles that are very recognizable, and now that animation as a whole is kind of a bit different than how it was back then. I thought it'd be interesting to see. Well, it's going to be a bit difficult to do that, of course, since you need all these properties from different companies to come together to do this. Although, yeah, they managed to find a way. Never thought the people who actually did it is the people that are on the slippers near my studio right now. Yeah. But of course, the question remains, does it work for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers? So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Ready for liftoff, super dang rocket. Get ready for it.
Of course, it wouldn't be right for me to review this movie without being aware of the actual show that it's based on. So I decided to take a look at the series and what it's all about. And I went through some deep stuff, man. Some very deep stuff. Like, can an insect bite an insect? Seriously, that always confused me in episode 38. Yes, indeed, I was able to go through the entirety of the series, all 65 episodes before watching this movie. And it was pretty fun. I was able to do it while I had, all the free time in between, doing stuff for the live stream and also doing my assignments for college and also all of these videos, life as a content creator. And so with that in mind, if you ever go into this movie with this mindset that you already know about the original show in its entirety, it does not feel extremely obvious at first that they are fully aware of the show themselves, the people who made this movie. It does feel like the references to the actual show are few and far between. It's like they just know the general knowledge when it comes to Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. And there are a few missed opportunities, which is a bit unfortunate. They just use fake episodes from time to time as well, which yeah, it's a bit unfortunate because I can easily think of ideas myself like
it's like episode 29 or episode 29. So yeah, but I do feel like, oh, hang on, wait, I just gotta take this off, come.
There you go. So anyways, as I was saying, my voice. I do believe they chose Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers for a reason for their Roger Rabbit successor, because in Roger Rabbit, it's about solving a case involving toons. And Rescue Rangers is mostly about solving big cases as small critters, making the police job very easy. Just drive up to the villain and arrest him that's already defeated. And yeah, it makes sense, it fits perfectly. And another thing this movie tackles that the TV show didn't really tackle that much, which I think is pretty cool for them to delve into, is of course the friendship between Chip and Dale. Again, the TV show did tackle it in some areas. You do see there is a sense that they care for one another, but most of the show involves them bickering and arguing to each other. So it's cool to see them delve a lot more and see what their relationship is truly about, which is great. I really like them doing that. And I really love them trying to take their little characteristics, like of course Chip being the straight man and of course Dale being the goofball, and really expanding it to make it fit in this. Yeah, but enough about Chip and Dale. What about the other Rescue Rangers? Well, I mean, there is a reason why the title is Chip and Dale first, Rescue Rangers second. If the title was called Chip and Dale and Zipper and Gadget and Monty, then we do have a different story here. Look, I did really like what they did with Chip and Dale and how they focus on their friendship, but it's a bit unfortunate the other Rescue Rangers are kind of pushed to the side throughout the majority of this movie. They do have some role in it, but not by much, which is a shame because when I watched the show, I really like these characters, especially Zipper, a little bug with a big heart. But yeah, again, even though they are pushed to the side in this movie, and admittedly it is very jarring to see where they end up after watching the whole show. What? It's still a delight to see them nonetheless, and you can still recognize them, well, as themselves. Still the Monty we all know and love, still the Zipper we all know and love, and still the Gadget we all know and love. And just the Gadget we all know and love, okay? And I prefer it that way. Okay, I think that's pretty much it, right? There's nothing else I need to talk about, right? What about the, the references and cameos? Any thoughts on that? Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that part. Yeah, that part is good. Okay, enough fooling around. Without spoiling anything when it comes to cameos and references in this movie, they are pretty good in this. I do believe there is something you need to tackle when you're going with this kind of cameo and references in your movie and making that one of the main, I guess, aspects of your movie. One of them being that it's great if the references are sudden but still make sense, or maybe the references actually help out when it comes to the plot of the movie, and if the references are actually pretty interesting and tackle in a very unique way compared to what you're just gonna do usually is just plastered it on there and nothing more. And I think they did a good chunk of these three ideas for cameos and references. Yeah, sure, there are some that don't land the mark, but the majority of it lands on these markers and they're pulled off great. So of course, there is one thing I need to tackle in this review, that is, well, if you're talking about a movie about animation, better talk about the animation itself, right? So I do believe the 2D animation in this movie is pretty good that we see from time to time, although keyword there being from time to time because Chip isn't technically 2D animated. He's actually still a 3D model, just with a, I guess you can say a cartoon filter in a way, the best way to put it. And I mean, I understand that maybe they believe that it looks a lot more natural in the 3D space, but I don't know, I kind of feel like 2D animation will work a lot more better because it does look a bit jarring in a lot of areas. I think Chip is tolerable, but with other characters like Monty, you definitely can see that something's a bit off. So I kind of feel like they should just use 2D animation instead of just this method that they're using. But overall, I do feel like the animation styles that they represent in this movie is pretty good. They handled it and masterfully put it into this movie in a pretty great way, a nice combination of different animation styles and even, I guess, other styles in a way. Yeah, it's pretty good. So I definitely encourage you to go check this out. It's honestly a very enjoyable movie. And even if you don't watch the original show, you can still have some fun with this. You don't have to watch 65 episodes like me to see this movie in its entirety and understand what's going on. Because even with the very short time frame they have in this movie, they did a pretty good story that's very easy to understand, and they did as much as they can to make sure you know what's going on, which is great. So of course, this means we're gonna be doing the spoiler review now. So let's do this, shall we? And I can do this. Yeah, sorry Daniel, like, I can't find the radio anyway, I'm just gonna use my own voice. Gotta go spoilers. Yeah, that didn't make that much sense, didn't it? Yep, Ugly Sonic is actually in this movie, which is pretty surprising because not only that he's, actually here, but he's respected. Yep, and he has a pretty decent role, not the biggest role out there, but still a decent chunk of the movie is dedicated to him. He's not just in the beginning scene, he's in the middle, and he's at the end, helping out Chip and Dale with bringing in the FBI and all that, which is pretty surprising. I mean, as a Sonic fan, I'm delighted to see this, but it's honestly pretty shocking that it's happening in this movie. I know this is a celebration of animation, that counts to all of it, but still, even Paramount or even Sega were not aware of this blue boy being in this movie. But the surprises don't end there, which honestly is pretty great to see when it comes to a big reference a cameo machine like this, you definitely need a lot of big surprises that pack the punch. Again, number one on the list is of course references that are very sudden, but also make a lot of sense within the context of the movie. And we do get to see that with, surprisingly, the Peter Pan. When I first saw this guy, I thought it was just somebody in a Peter Pan costume, but nope, it's him. It's actually him, voiced by Will Arnett. It's honestly pretty shocking that Disney actually allowed them to do this to the real Peter Pan, the legitimate one, not just some fake person or whatever. It's honestly pretty bold of them to do. Well, what's even more bolder is that they actually added a backstory that's similar to what happened in real life. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, it's honestly surprising that they were able to allow them to do this. Yeah, pretty brave to be honest. Although it's a bit unfortunate that they didn't really tackle this idea head on. I kind of feel like there might be still some restrictions over there at Disney for what they can do with this version of Peter Pan, which is a bit unfortunate. I would really like them to explore this concept even further, just like what they did with Chip and Dale in this movie. But oh well, there is one concept in this movie that they definitely explore thoroughly, and that being bootlegs. Oh no. What in the world? Hey guys and gals, it's me, Super Daniel Rocket. Oh god. Okay, I think everything's back to normal, hopefully. Leinad was able to fix everything back to its normal standards, as normal as this life can be. Anyways, I was talking about bootlegs, right? Yep. So I thought it's pretty interesting that they're tackling bootlegs in this movie. As I mentioned at the beginning of this review, it's going to be very interesting for them to tackle how animation is nowadays. And one of the main things that happens nowadays is the constant bootlegging, especially when it comes to Disney movies. So it makes sense for them to appear in this movie, especially since if you're aware of this guy's channel, you're definitely in the know when it comes to this. Making me be like this is so stupid. Leinad! That's a nice little reference for you there. Even though they were able to represent the bootlegs beautifully with all the odd names to avoid copyright and such, there is one part when it comes to bootlegs in this movie that feels a bit odd because I don't think I see it that much in real life, where they merge different characters together and call it a original character do not steal. Huh. Maybe that's why Sonic's in this movie. Look, I know a lot of people would have wanted something more similar to the DuckTales reboot back in 2017 for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, but honestly this movie is pretty harmless at the end of the day. I enjoy my time watching this show, all 65 episodes, but I understand that that show isn't that story-driven compared to something like DuckTales, so it's easy for them to implement this Roger Rabbit style within this Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers idea. And who knows, maybe this movie will give it wider recognition and maybe it will greenlight an actual show with its full former glory. With Vin Diesel, a soul for a soul.
It is I, your good old arch nemesis, the Interrupter, back again. After doing several tests, I was able to perfect the ultimate form using my machine, that being Bootleg Interrupter. Yeah, that doesn't sound pretty cool, isn't it?
Well, I knew something was up when I transformed into that weird bootleg form just now. Luckily, as always, I have my trusty reality warping glove to help us out with this situation. Uh-oh. I think the glove disappeared when we transformed just now. Well, nothing left to do but brace yourself.
Finally, I am all powerful. Aww.
Wait, what? Excuse me? Oh, it's you?
Yep, it's me. Thanks for saving me that one time.
Yeah, I saved a roach from dying in my house a few days back. It's actually during the day I was watching the movie. Thanks, I guess. Guessing this is to return the favor.
Yep, pretty much. But I also have something to give you.
Oh, Hey, it's my badge. It's actually now have a weird, poorly drawn Rescue Rangers symbol on it. Wait, what? Huh? Huh. Well, you know what they say, low budget comes at a price. Whoa, stop. I actually have an outro to do, you know. Yeah, anyways. Alright guys and gals, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As for our next review, of course, we're gonna be tackling another Disney project, that being Disney Pixar's Lightyear. Oh, yeah, I guess in Jurassic World Dominion will do. So until then guys, rock it on. And Rescue Rangers, away! Ah, my back!